Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, AirsoftAL, the Commons Airsofter who had a summer cold and now is better to do a few shooting tests. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I was sick for a couple of days, actually for the entire fucking weekend, but today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to say that we're going to put this through its paces. That's right, I have been wanting to test this out for a while now, and sadly the only LiPo battery I actually have is an 11-1 that doesn't fit in the back, so I gotta angle it in a way that actually does this, which if you have LBV or a vest on entirely, this isn't a really big issue. It actually is somewhat comfortable, but either way. Now, before we go any further, let's just go ahead and get a disclaimer out of the way. This is on the kit itself in terms of response, magazine, and all that good jazz. This is not about the gun itself, which is the Elite Force CQB M4 that has got tons of praise and all that good horse shit. Moving on. Now, what I'm going to do for the first couple tests is more or less just trigger response. Because, of course, everyone doesn't do full auto, and apparently that's kind of like a taboo thing, is full auto, so whatever. So, yeah. What we're going to do is we're going to put it on semi-automatic. We're going to fire a few shots, drop the magazine, which we're going to test the magazine retention and whether or not there's an issue with the actual magazine release as a whole with different magazines. The magazines I'm going to be using is the G&G 450 high cap. That's the control group, and then we will switch between 3 different mid caps. The mid caps we'll be using is a hex mid cap and 2 GMPs. The first one is a GMP Stenag style, and the second is a GMP sort of Magpul tactical style. But we're going to switch between the two, and we're going to see how things go, and sort of give myself a nice little test and see how well I do. Now, you're going to have a selfie cam and some zoom cam, which might get in the way of the selfie cam. I'll just move that over a bit, so that way, just in case. Yeah, the selfie cam might be a little bit cattywampus, but you know what? I gotta let you guys be able to see the target down there. So, let me just go ahead, get the battery started up, and yeah, let's actually do this, shall we? It's actually holding in there pretty good. Now remember, this is a high cap, so we're going to have to test that out a bit. Alright, just for theatrical effects. And it's on semi-automatic. Here we go. Whoop. Yeah, that's right, I forgot to mention, the barrel is cattywampus, so yeah. Actually not bad in terms of doing that. I will admit, because I did it off camera, I did test this a bit to see if it would actually feed properly, and what happened is when I fired it, it actually dropped the magazine when I fired it, so a little bit of that, if you will. Alright, next test we're going to do is more or less swapping from different mags rapidly. So I'm going to fire 2 shots out of this magazine, 2 shots out of the hex mag, 2 shots out of the one GMP, and 2 shots out of the other GMP, just to see if there's any issues if you're rapidly changing magazines. Alright, let's do this. Oops, just to make sure that this is open, okay. Ready, and... feeding issue. Final one. Feeding issue. There we go. Final one. Feeding issue. There we go. Not bad. There was a little issue getting the magazine, with this magazine going in, but I think it might be because of the design of the mag itself. The Stenag style magazines actually did pretty okay. I dropped the magazine. And yeah, it's actually not bad. In terms of the actual design itself. Alright, now for the next test, what I'm going to do is walking fire, or at least to a degree walking fire. I'm going to go back as far as I possibly can. You will have the selfie cam seeing me, this little selfie cam, so camera quality is going to drop because I don't exactly have another GoPro I'm going to strap to the end of the barrel. The big thing that I'm going to test is more or less how does this do walking, like walking, firing, dropping the magazine, reloading on the move, racking the slide, and going as I'm moving down, still firing, and whether or not I can actually get concentrated fire with a bent fucking barrel. Yes, I know I pointed the barrel at you. You can all shut the fuck up. You're on a camera. I can't exactly shoot through a damn screen. Anyway, now, let's go ahead and see how this does in terms of walking fire, or at least a variation of walking fire in the modern sense. Anyway, let's get going, shall we?
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Poor bastard didn't even know what hit him. You know, it isn't easy killing communists all day. But with your help, we can actually make that happen. You see, bullets cost money. And in this war effort, we need all the help we can get. So if you got $1 in that wallet, consider donating to the PayPal and help us put bullets in our magazines. Because $1 in the PayPal is a bullet in the magazine. So consider donating. Because the more you donate, the more magazines we got to kill communists. Now if you excuse me, I got more communists to kill. Right. That was actually not bad. Let's get to the regular camera so I can actually get my full thoughts on this. So in terms of that was actually, well, I'll be honest, that was actually really good. I'm actually surprised how well this actually feels walking and firing. Like, it really does feel pretty nice. Even without the buttstock on there, me holding the battery in place with my actual shoulder, it's really comfortable actually doing that. Like, I could actually, feasibly, if I had to, hold this in place and continue constantly laying rounds down range if I had to. And switching firing modes is actually not that bad since it's right there. Now, granted, I would have loved if they had put a form of fire selector where there was an actual lever that actuated the fire selector right up here, like with a flick or something. But then again, that's just my personal preference in terms of, you know, being able to have that close fire select. Now, in terms of the magazine release, I'm not having any problems with magazine release. I'm actually surprised how well the magazine release is doing in terms of it. But I can already see some issues with the magazine release having a bit of cattywampus hang-ups. So that's just how it is. Now, one final test before anything else is how comfortable does it feel when you're making precise shots. So we're going to go up to the highest point I can possibly go on my land and actually start shooting at trees at very far away distances with the hop-up finely tuned for long-range shooting. So let's go do that, shall we? Alright, now we're up here, run cam on of course, And sad to say, I don't exactly have anything to prop this up on. So, what I'm going to do is more or less just try my best at my current position to try and make as accurate shots as possible to hit one of those trees. Now, you'll be able to see it from the run cam and all that good jazz. So, yeah. So, let's give this a try, shall we? And yes, I am using this because this is actually really good if you want to actually make very comfortable, precise shots. And I am using a mid-cap for precision feeding of BBs. So, let's just get a nice distance shot real quick. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. More to the left. I mean right. More to the right. Huh?
Excuse me, what?
Whoop. You heard that on camera, folks. Heard that on camera.
What the hell was that?
That's not good.
Of course!
Ah, I see what happened. Okay. So, while firing this little gun, this little kit, the screw in here, or at least something inside the motor, has come loose. It's caused the motor to come down from the actual, well, position it's supposed to be. Yeah, there's a little bit of play there. There's a little bit of play. So one of the screws has either come loose or something has happened inside to cause it to come undone, which I will fix this inside, and we'll see how it does. But in terms of actually, but before we had this catastrophic failure, in terms of actually, well, everything else about it, I was actually somewhat able to make some decent shots. You could probably see it in the actual footage itself, but this is a pretty decent little kit. We'll see what's wrong with this, and I'll actually make another video talking about the motor compartment itself and how to keep it, and how to prevent such a problem. So I'll give you an update on that. But in terms of the kit as a whole, it's not that bad. In terms of trigger response, it actually is really good. I do like the flat trigger setup. It's pretty good for rapid shooting. It's got great response. It's not a bad little kit. It really isn't. And I hope the test firing has give you some insight into the kit as a whole. Now, if you excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I need to make another separate video talking about the motor compartment and how to avoid catastrophic failures. If you'll excuse me, I need to fix this. But till next time, ladies and gentlemen, I've been AirsoftAL, the Commons Airsofter, who does shooting tests on kits to see if they work or not, so I don't have catastrophic failures in the field. And, yeah. Let me know in the comments section down below what other test fires you would like to see, and if you would like to see more of the series when I actually get more guns in. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, would you kindly consider subscribing, liking, and commenting, because of course YouTube's kind of cattywampus in their system. And would you consider donating to our PayPal, because YouTube's probably demonetized this video by this point. Anyway, thank you all for watching. As always, I've been AirsoftAL. I will see you lovely people in the next video. Till next time. Let me go fix the problem here.